Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Cookie Effect Podcast. I'm your girl, Cookie. Today's Sunday, and as you know, it's Sunday Fun Day. Hope you guys are having a great, fantastic weekend. Hope your families are doing great. But guys, it's time, as you know, for Bkchat London Review. We're now on episode 4, and if you checked out my last week's video, you saw that episode 3 was a trigger episode. It was controversial and it was crazy, okay? So this episode 4, it's a little bit more tamed in terms of topics, but it's still got that juicy, crazy Bkchat London, you know what I'm saying, situationship. The castmates are still crazy. The OGs are still in there. Everybody is just still nuts, still crazy. So why don't we just subscribe down below if you haven't yet subscribed. If you're a new visitor, welcome to the Grown and Sexy Club. Please subscribe down below, okay? And let's get into the question of this week on Bkchat London.
In the UK, there seems to be a high level of competition amongst young men and young women. An example would be materialism. What other examples can you think of, and why do we compete?
Wow.
So you saw the question. Let's go over the question again, okay? In the UK, there seems to be a high level of competition amongst young women and young men. An example would be materialism, okay? What other examples can you think of, and why do we compete, okay? All right, guys. Now, as you know, I was raised in England, so I am British, but I'm living currently in the States, okay? And, to be fair, this topic, I don't really want to speak on something that I really don't have too much information about, okay? In terms of right now, on the scene, in the UK, I don't know. I haven't been in that world for so long that I don't know, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm not gonna really speak like I know what's going on in the UK and what the competition is, how the guys are, how the girls are. I know a little bit about, the certain things that are changing right now in England, and how, the young people are carrying themselves and stuff like that. I've heard things from, my friends and family members, and just, just looking online, and the Shade Borough, shout out to the Shade Borough, so I see what's going on, kind of, okay? So I'm just gonna speak from my perspective in terms of what I've seen at the moment, an outsider looking in. But if you are a viewer, if you are listening, if you are watching right now and you're in the UK, please chime in, comment down below. Let me know what's going on the scene out there. If you're a young person that watches the Cookie Effect Podcast, hey, how you doing? Comment down below. Let me know, what is the competition? What is the competition between men and women in the UK right now? What's going on? Is there a competition? Do you find that guys are competing against women, or do you find that women are competing against guys when it comes to material things? Okay, so that's what the topic this week is about. It's a little light, so let's go and see what the castmates are talking about with regards this topic, and then we're gonna come right back and we're gonna dissect it, okay? All right, that's Bkchat London episode 4.
City Boys is basically about who can do the most craziness.
So what makes you think?
No. Showing money, banging the baddest bitches.
But where did it start from?
From us!
From the girls.
I think it's from the girl. What it is,
From the girls.
there's a, There's a girl in America that came out with a track, and I think it kind of just started a wave. Do you understand? So obviously, girls are always looking for liberation to kind of like latch onto something too, and therefore use it as momentum.
For liberation.
Say that again.
What do you say?
Liberation.
I don't agree with you, lot. When you say that women can't do the same stuff men can, some women can. Maybe not all. Wait, maybe
No
not
one
all.
said that, though. None of us said that.
Castillo said that.
Capping, bruv.
Not,
No, we cannot.
not all women can, but some women
You know
can.
you're
Some
capping.
women don't give a fuck.
You know you're capping.
Especially in America, especially
Big
in the
cap
USA.
is what you're wearing right now.
She said big cap. I'm not lying because you don't know. Wait, let me lie.
As usual, the castmates never cease to amaze me. All right, so let's talk about the castmates, okay? This is exciting because this week we had three OG castmates, okay? Shout out to the OG castmates. We have Esther, okay? Esther's on the girl side, and we also have Gogo. Shout out to Gogo. He's also an OG castmate, and then we also have Wale, but you know, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. He didn't sizzle my spirit. All right, so shout out to these OG castmates. I'm so happy that we're seeing more old castmates because I love when they're on the show because they speak their minds and they're not scared. You know, they're OGs. So, and it's nice to see their growth because when they first started, they actually, some of them kind of remind me of, you know, the newbies, okay? And it's nice to see now that on, you know, season 4, they have had a lot of growth in how they, you know, carry themselves, in how they speak, how they articulate themselves, and the things that comes out of their mouth. You know, they seem to be a little bit more responsible in what they're saying, you know, on the show. And I really appreciate that. And I really love to see that. You know, they're still crazy, don't get me wrong. Miss Esther is, trust me, don't play with that girl. Do not play with that girl. Shout out to Esther. I really, really like Esther. I love her fireness and all of that good stuff. So we had Lonnie, we had Tara, we had Yasmin, we had Sylvia, we had Jay. I love Jay. We had Jay, the youngest cast member. We have the most hated castmate on Bkchat London on the Cookie Effect podcast, Castillo. He was also present, but we are not going to discuss him. I'm not going to mention his name again, okay? And then we had Mark, okay? So that was the lineup for this week's topic. So now, as you heard, you saw that the girls were kind of saying, you know, there is competition nowadays in England between men and women. And, you know, I'm a woman of a certain age, you know, and I was raised in the 90s and 2000s in England. And, you know, back then, when it came to girls and stuff, I would say, from my opinion, us females were not as driven as the females now, okay? I'm not saying there weren't girls that were driven back in our day, but what I'm saying is there wasn't plenty. Our mindset back then was completely different from the young girls right now in this generation. And I applaud the young girls of this generation because of their feistiness, their drive to go get, you know what I'm saying, to be independent, to have their own. We, you know, weren't really raised like that. We were more raised, you know, if you're a woman, you know, you should, you know, be, you know how to cook, know how to be a wife, know how to take care of a family, know how to raise kids and things like that. You know, we were encouraged to be homemakers and things like that rather than go-getters. I mean, it's only now in the past maybe few years that the women empowerment movement has just blown up, you know, and it's so beautiful to watch. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I feel like it's so beautiful to see young women, 26, 27, you know, having their own 30, 40, having businesses and doing so much. So when Esther said, you know, she has her own business, You know, she's successful. She works hard. She has a child. She's a single mom. She has her own home. She drives a big boy car, and she feels like, you know, it's not that women are competing with men. It's not that we want to be better than men, but it's just that now women are gravitating towards being independent, having our own stuff. And now it's more like, yo, a man cannot front on us no more. A man cannot front on women anymore and, you know, use your car to impress me. No, boo, your car don't impress me because have you seen mine? You know what I mean? Oh, your job don't impress me because I have a business of my own. You know what I mean? So that's what the girls were kind of saying. They were kind of saying, you know, women are empowered right now, and we are coming out of that mindset of we're just homemakers, we're just baby moms. No, we're go-getters. We're going to go out there. We're going to go and get what we need to get, how we need to get it, and that's that. I'm here for it. I am here for all of that good stuff, okay? I'm here for it. So as you saw also, the guys, you know, they were on the levels of, you know what, at the end of the day, you know, a woman will never ever be able to compete with a man. They would never be able to be better than a man in some respect. And they're saying that, you know, Mark actually made some good points. Okay, last week I wasn't really feeling him too much. This week I'm kind of feeling him again. Okay, it's a love-hate relationship with Mark, but he was making sense. Mark did make some sense. So let's go and check out some more of what the castmates were talking about, and then we'll come back and have some more opinion. Okay, all right. Okay, I don't know if you guys followed that at all. I try to keep up, but the conversation got crazy. They were talking about BBLs. The guys were talking about the fact that, you know, men are the original trendsetters when it comes to, you know, having big cars, being independent and all this stuff. And then they feel like all of a sudden, you know, women like Black China is inspiring women to, you know, have this hot girl summer type thing where, you know, they get their bodies done and they sort of just, you know, use guys and, you know, front. I'm lost. I'm fucking lost. I didn't get it. I did not get it. But so forget about what they were talking about. Let's talk about what I'm talking about. Okay, for me, okay, being a British girl and having been raised in the 90s and the 2000s, early 2000s in England and seeing the difference now. Even looking at the castmates, you know, England has changed a lot. The females are really, really coming into their own. British girls are kind of mimicking the American girls. Okay, people like Mark said, Black China and people like that, you know, and Cardi B, Black China, you know, Cash Doll, you know, all these girls out there loving hip hop and things like that. Because from my observation, okay, and also speaking to friends and also knowing a few people who have partake in, you know, getting BBLs and things like that to enhance their features and things like that. It's more and more apparent that a lot of UK girls females are going to get their bodies done. Okay, a lot of UK females are also very, very independent and business minded right now. A lot of British girls are really making something of themselves. They are taking charge and they are owning their selves, their lives, their you know what I'm saying, their business is just everything. They're becoming bosses. That's my observation, and I really like it. But I feel that some of these girls are going too far with it, okay? To the point where I feel like a lot of British girls are starting to sound a little bit like the American girls that they think Americans sound like or act like. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting a little bit annoying. Sylvia was very annoying on this episode. I'm sorry.
You know, it doesn't matter if she hasn't got no food in her fridge, because a woman doesn't need to have money.
Are you tapped or are you tapped?
A woman don't need to
Are you tapped or are you tapped?
Men date down. That's fact. Men date down.
So wait, a woman should now not have. No, hold on. It's not personal.
I'm not talking about me.
I never said it was personal. Be relaxed on yourself. No one said it was personal. But make it make flipping sense, sis.
Because you got see the competition. See the competition here. We are able to be. See the competition. We as gentlemen are able to talk amongst ourselves with standard. You are fighting amongst yourselves.
She was very annoying to me on this episode. Cap this, cap, that's cap, that's cap, 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 cap. What the hell is that? I know it's a slang for the young people, but seriously, sis, you don't seem like you're that young. Number two, let's be ourselves. I'm sure we have our own slangs in the UK, okay? I'm sure we have our own style and our own swagger and our own movements and our own ways. And to me, it's kind of cringy a little bit when I see that, because regular American girls do not act like the Cardi B's and the girls that you see on TV. That's number one. So for me, I just want to see more British girls just be themselves, rep the UK. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of where we're from, because at the end of the day, our slangs are cool. You're cool. So, you know, you can implement what the American girls are doing because you're inspired by them. That's cool and everything. But at the same time, be your own self. You know what I'm saying? They're taking it a little bit too far. You know, I mean, Yasmin, did you see the outfit? The hot girl summer outfit, the fur coat, the sunglasses, the purple sunglasses, and the outfit and the boobs out and everything. Great. I love it. Be you, boo. You look good. Money well spent. You love it. I love it. You know what I mean? But are we really being real with ourselves? Is that how UK females move? Is that what we do now? You know what I mean? I'm just asking. I don't know. And I'm not taking a dig. I'm just speaking from a perspective of somebody who was raised in the UK as an OG. Okay, I'm a woman of a certain age. I used to be out there in the scenes. I know a lot of people in the industry. And, you know, so I know what I'm talking about. And now I'm living in America. I've lived in America. I've lived in America for years. I have family members who are American, just all of that stuff. So I've been in this world and I've been around a lot of Americans, and I see how regular Americans, and I see how they move. I see how they act. And, you know, sometimes I think we take it a little too far and it's just cringy. The guys though, I mean, I'm surprised to know that Mark got some, you know, work done. I don't quite know what work he had done. That shocks me a little bit. I'm like, are the British guys now so vain that they're now getting work done? What is going on, UK? What the fuck is going on? Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing? Okay, great. I'm not knocking it. I'm just a little shocked. So guys are getting Botox and getting hairlines and chin and what's going on? Let me know what Mark did. If you know what Mark had done, please comment down below. Let me know what he had done, because I'm curious. And this shows you what a big change life back then when I was growing up in the UK, and us watching this, you know, people of a certain age, you know, it's surprising to me how it's changed and how the competition between men and women are getting bigger and bigger. Okay. And also I just wanted to touch on the point of Esther made a point about you know, the fact that okay, so Mark, we'll get to Esther. Mark was talking about you know, men and men compete because of women. women are the reason men compete so much, because women walk around wanting a man with status, according to Larnie. According to Larnie, women, certain women want certain things. Certain women are not gonna go with you if you're broke. Certain women are not gonna talk to you if your car is not bigger and better than theirs. If you ain't driving, they're not gonna talk to you. If you ain't got a job, they're not gonna talk to you. UK never used to be like that. But it's funny now that the girls are actually saying this, and I'm shocked, And so, the guys are saying that because women are so demanding and materialistic nowadays, it makes guys compete amongst each other, as far as even right down to getting beards, getting muscles, being buff, and all this stuff. Everybody wants to be bigger and better, and Rick Ross, and everybody just wants to be a certain kind of way because they feel that that's what's hot. Okay? And it's funny to me, UK never used to be like this, I promise you. UK never used to be like this. We were quite simple people. We were quite, we were fun people, and we were a different kind of people. Back then it was, hip hop, old school hip hop was, the era, and baggy clothes, girls being tomboys were sexy and things like that. But nowadays it's different. It's a hot girl summer. So I get it. So let's check out some more of the shenanigans that is Bkchat. See if you guys can make sense of what they're talking about, because I don't even know if I'm talking about what they're talking about. So see if you know what they're talking about. So you tell me what they're talking about, because I'm confused.
For me, I take that as motivation. That's another example. That's someone younger than me, older than me, same age as me. I want to be like that. I aspire to do great things in my own way. I'm not trying to copy other people, because I believe everyone's got their own timing. There's different timing to success. There's a ladder in this life, okay? So everyone starts somewhere, and eventually you get to where you're meant to be.
P. Diddy.
You lot are so sick in your head that you rather spend all this money on showing everybody on the outside that I've got dough, but really you don't have no dough.
No, you're going on like girls don't do that too though.
You see where you just jammed, you crashed.
My son wants to sleep. Trust me. My son wants.
Start the influence. The influence comes from the women. That's why the men want to do all these kind of things, like buy the latest cars, all that kind of stuff. And wait, I'm not done. Number two, were you not the one that said you had to have a man who had a certain kind of status?
Thank you.
Okay, so the shenanigans were still carrying on. They were still going back and forth. I struggled to make heads or tails of what they were talking about, but I believe now they were talking about motivation, and Mark was saying that when he doesn't get inspired by people, he's a hater, and if somebody's doing better than him, he doesn't like it, he's not with it, and he thinks motivation, if he thinks someone motivating you is bullshit, basically. Like, so he doesn't get inspired by people, he hates on someone. So if you're doing better than him, he's gonna hate on you. He said that's what he needs. That hate is the drive that he needs to be better. And Gogo was trying to say to him, no, that's not quite true, actually, because at the end of the day, it's okay and healthy for you to be motivated by others who are doing better than you, or who are in the same field as you, or who are in your circle. That's what life's about. You shouldn't see it as, you shouldn't hate on someone doing better than you. That's not a good emotion to have. And I agree. How can you hate on someone who's worked hard and their time is their time? Your time is your time. We have to learn to be able to congratulate and root for people when it's their time. Your time is gonna come. So I don't agree with Mark. I think Mark just says things just for a reaction. I really struggle to believe that a grown-ass man like him talks so much, like, shit comes out of his mouth, so much. I just think he just, he's one of those that likes to push people's buttons. Who else? Lonnie, you guys need to leave my girl Lonnie alone. I'm tired of everybody always coming for Lonnie. Leave Lonnie alone. I love Lonnie. She is animated. She is loud as hell. She is colorful, and she is sweet inside. And she does speak a lot of sense. I'm not having it no more. You guys need to chill out on Lonnie. I think that Lonnie is a very, very passionate and emotional girl. Okay, and I can relate. I can relate. She reminds me of my younger self. She reminds me of my younger self. I mean, not too rah, but my younger self is always, even now, I am quite emotional, and she reminds me of me. So I feel like just because a person is loud and quite emotional and passionate when they speak, it doesn't mean that they're talking sense. They're not speaking sense, okay? And Lonnie, babes, listen to me. You do make a lot of sense, but you need to bring it down a notch. You need to calm down, and you need to not get so worked up, because your delivery is getting lost in your emotional mindset. Don't let these boys trigger you. They're idiots. They know that that's your buttons, and they push it and poke it and poke and poke. And that's why they make fun of you, and Jay is always on you. I feel like Jay and Lonnie should get together, because I feel some sexual chemistry between those two. So Lonnie and Jay, you guys need to get together and tell me how it is. Because the tension between you two, I can feel it from the screen. I feel like Lonnie likes Jay and Jay likes Lonnie. But Jay doesn't want to admit to it, because boys like that like to front. Okay? They like to front, because all the guys are always having to go at Lonnie and stuff like that. I feel like Jay is not going to admit that he fancies her and he wants a piece of that chocolate. Okay? But, you know, I feel that Lonnie does make some sense. I will play you a clip towards the end of this episode, and we shall end with Miss Lonnie and what she had to say. And what she had to say might rub people the wrong way, as it did Sylvia, but I must say, I do agree with Lonnie. Lonnie said, okay, a woman does not need to have money to be able to live a successful life or be able to marry someone rich. And everyone went crazy. Before you guys start going crazy, calm the hell down. Calm down, okay? Basically, think about this. Men marry down, okay? A girl, a regular pretty girl that's just working at McDonald's part-time, doing her own thing, regular as can be, you know, like you and I, you know. One day, a billionaire could walk into McDonald's one day, or go in the drive-thru and she happens to be there, or go in a supermarket, or go in a clothing store that she happens to be working at, and see this girl, the shop assistant, and say, you know what, or see this waitress and say, you know what, I want her. And then by the time you know it, her life has changed. She's now rich. You know what I'm saying? Look at Kim Kardashian. You saw where she came from. Even though she was a girl with money anyway, she started from being Paris Hilton's, you know, clothing assistant, designer, dresser type situation. She moved her way up and slept with Ray J. And you know what I'm saying? The rest is history. So that's what Lonnie was saying. But that by no means is she saying that women should not have our own. You shouldn't go out there and work and get yourself, you know what I'm saying, get your own as women. We need to do that. It's imperative that we do that. It's important that we start fighting for ourselves, securing our own bags, starting our own businesses, being independent. Even if you're a kept woman, I feel that we should still get into that business mindset and mentality, because as women, we need it. More and more of us are being single, divorced, single, alone. And what are you going to do? You're not going to solely depend on a man. So we need to start teaching our young ladies to be driven, to be go-getters, and to have your own, regardless if you're going to marry into money or not. Regardless. And another point she made was men and women, powerful women, women like Beyonce or, women of great status do not marry down. They marry up. Okay? And rich men or wealthy men or men with power marry down. So that's just the facts of life, man. Deal with it. That's just how it goes. We didn't write the book. That's just how it goes. And at the end of the day, like Lonnie said, we are the table. We are the table. So at the end of the day, that's just what it is. A woman's not going to marry a broke man. For what? For what? Why am I going to do that? Why am I going to do that? We need to know our self-worth. We need to live according to our means. And like Esther was saying, surround yourself with people who will inspire you and motivate you. If a woman is a boss, has her own business like Esther, has her own big boy car like Esther, doing her thing, then if you come with your little, Toyota or Honda and try to talk to her, the standard that she has set for her personal self is, boy, bye. You're not on my level. And she is within her rights to feel that way, okay? But the only thing I want to say with regards to this topic, to end this whole topic, because I think this topic this week, I couldn't really speak on it because I'm not right there on the scene knowing what's going on. So I just wanted to touch on certain things, okay? But to end this topic for me, I would say competition is healthy. From a child, you compete. As siblings, with your brothers and your sisters, you compete for your parents' love and attention. If you have kids, your kids compete for your attention, for your this, for your that. Competition is kind of healthy in a way. As humans, we're made to compete. But the problem is when people compete with bad intentions, with evil intentions, as hating, you're driven to compete because you're hating on someone. That's not good competition, because that makes you do certain things out of your character and things that are not respectful. You know what I mean? Like 69, snitching. You know what I'm saying? So, competing because someone inspires you to go harder is healthy. Okay? Men and women competing, I don't feel there is any justification for that, because we're totally two different entities, and I feel like there's no competition. No one person is better. Men are men, and they should be men and stay in their lane. Women should be women, and we stay in our lane. It shouldn't be a competition. If anything, it should be teamwork, a drive to be better. You know what I'm saying? Rather than, this man, I'm competing, getting a big boy car because I want to compete with the big boys. Nah, ain't nobody got time for that. Because I believe that as women, we cannot be like men, and men cannot be like us. So that's just facts of life. What men can do, what a lot of men can do, a lot of women can't do. Okay? What a lot of women can do, a lot of men cannot do. There are things each sexes can do that each other can do, but in all entirety, we are not the same. And that's that. Okay? So for me, I don't know what's going on in the UK. Y'all let me know. Bkchat, as usual, it was entertaining. It was a bit, the topic was a little bit, I don't know. I don't even think they understood what the topic was really about, because a lot of things were being said, and it was just one of those topics. But you know what? It's a web debate series, and that's what you get. But we're still entertaining. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to OG Esther. Shout out to OG Gogo. Shout out to my girl Lonnie. I'm really, really loving Lonnie. And
If a woman hasn't got nothing, she's a friggin' waitress, yeah, and her house is dirty, but she's beautiful as fuck. She's got a banging body. Yes, she can bag a rich guy. She can bag a footballer. She can bag an athlete. She can bag a CEO of a company. But when it goes the other way round, like there's a boss bitch like Rihanna or Beyonce, nah, let me tell you something, they're not gonna date some guy that's cleaning the streets. It's not gonna happen. So I'm so sorry to burst your bubble, sweetie. You need to calm down and you need to open your eyes and you need to not shoot the messenger. Cuss society, don't cuss me because I'm just teaching you.
What Lonnie?
Jay as the new castmates. I am not feeling Sylvia. I really don't get her. Yasmin, she's doing all right. And who else? Yeah, that's about it for this week on Cookie Effect Podcast Bkchat London Review. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go and follow them on Trend Central and also subscribe to Trend Central, okay, where you get the hottest, newest, freshest, you know what I'm saying, web series, web episodes, web shows, UK based and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested to know what's going on in the UK and the scene out there, go and subscribe to Trend Central, okay? And don't forget, most importantly, please subscribe down below, okay? And click the notification bell so that you are notified every time I post a video, all right? Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Cookie crew. I'm your girl, Cookie, Miss Capricorn, Miss Tell It Like It Is, Cookie Crew. Peace.